Your extras?
Yeah, I have one on there that I'm not loving.
I saw you and Lucy walking down at 6 a.m. the other day.
They moved an alto. They moved one of the chairs away. Okay. All right. We'll figure it out. Right. So, I guess. No, I think she just moved one of the sopranos.
I'm not as good as you. I've accepted that. You're psychologist. You can live with what you got.
I mean, I wasn't sitting in here.
What is it? A little dark thing? Like what's next? Oh, blue box.
Oh, I put a stand over there. Shut up.
Yep, she's working on it.
Welcome to First Parish. Hold on. Here comes Ricky.
I think that's all that matters. Good morning. All right. Take two.
You gotta wait. Yep, doing you want.
Good morning. Thank you, Ricky. Welcome to First Parish Brewster Unitarian Universalist. This church was founded in 1700, is part of a living tradition, one that draws wisdom from all the world's religious traditions, balanced with insights of modern science. Here we call ourselves seekers after truth and practical goodness, because with all there is to know, the one thing we can be sure of is that none of us have all the answers. I am Finn, and I use he, him pronouns. I am joined by John Kelb, Kaeza Fern, and Anna Smith. We are delighted to be here with you. Now let us give an enthusiastic, visible welcome to our online friends. We are so delighted they are here to join us today. If you are a visitor, hello. We are grateful you're here with us. We'd love you to join us for coffee hour following the service so we can get to know you a bit better. In the seat pocket in front of you, you will find a welcome card. This is your invitation to learn more about First Parish and all the fabulous things we do here. Don't miss the announcements on the back of your service and online and in the weekly newsletter. And I have one here. Ho, ho, ho. It's that time of year. Our First Parish Brewster Holiday Fair is just around the corner. On Saturday, December 6th, we will be selling decorated fresh wreath on the front plaza. Please tell your friends and family to come and purchase a holiday wreath decorated by members of First Parish Brewster. If you would like to skip the line, you can pre-order your fresh wreath today during coffee hour, which will be in there. Look for Raj Smith and the holiday fair display in the parish room during coffee hour. If you have any questions about our online auction or the in-person event on December 13th, members of our fundraising committee will be available to help. Before we begin, a note of thanks to our music team, our CYM team, our greeters, ushers, tech team, the members of Cove, and all the other volunteers it takes to make this place come alive. And finally, I invite you to take out your cell phones and set them to stun. Thank you. Please take a deep breath with me now, and let us be present in worship with Let us be present in worship with one another for the next hour.
Can't get enough of your inspiration. Give it to me, give it to me. Can't get enough of your inspiration.
And I didn't fall on the way here. Our chalice lighting words this morning come to us from Katie Savani Gelfand. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. In the authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for its sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. Now, those who are able, please rise in body or spirit for our affirmation and face each other from each side of our beautiful sanctuary. Those on the west side, that's this side is the west side if you didn't bring your compass. Please join me in reading the plain text. Those on the east side, please respond with the italicized text. We believe in love. Love is the doctrine of this church. We believe in truth. We believe in helping others. We believe in the sacredness of life. Friends, let us now greet one another on this fine morning.
All right, we're going to sing. Good morning. We're going to sing our opening song, but you don't need a hymnal for it. Please rise in body or spirit. You're going to sing after me. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Thank you for these friends, Spirit. Thank you for these friends.
Thank you for these friends, Spirit. Thank you for these friends.
Thank you for these friends, Spirit. Thank you for these friends.
Thank you for these friends, Spirit. Thank you for these friends.
These wonderful, these wonderful, these wonderful friends.
These wonderful, these wonderful, these wonderful friends.
Thank you for this space, Spirit. Thank you for this space.
Thank you for this space, Spirit. Thank you for this space.
Thank you for this space, Spirit. Thank you for this space.
Thank you for this space, Spirit. Thank you for this space.
This nourishing, this nourishing, this nourishing space.
This nourishing, this nourishing, this nourishing space.
Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life.
Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life.
Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life.
Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life.
This generous, this generous, this generous life.
This generous, this generous, this generous life.
I want to say thank you.
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 Good morning. Okay, I'm going to sit and tell this story today to you guys. The story is called The Moon Cannot Be Stolen. Okay, it's about gratitude. Because this month we've been exploring gratitude and how it helps us shape our perspective, right? And moving from sadness to frustration or disappointment to happiness and hope. Okay? Once upon a time, there was a Zen master named Royakan, who lived a very simple life in a hut at the foot of a mountain. He was a man who enjoyed simple things in life and did not have many material possessions. One night, the Zen master was outside for his nightly walk when a thief broke into his hut. The thief was shocked when he noticed that there was absolutely nothing to steal in the hut. The Zen master returned from his nightly walk and caught the thief. The Zen master simply smiled and said, "You must have come a long way to visit me, and you shouldn't return empty-handed. Please take my clothes as a gift." The thief was bewildered and thought for a moment. In the end, he greedily took the clothes and ran away. The Zen master shrugged and sat down naked. He gazed at the beautiful moon and thought to himself, "Poor fellow. I wish I could give him this beautiful moon." So I love how this story kind of sums up, right, a different perspective, right? Someone came in and stole, and instead of looking at someone coming in and breaking into his hut, He shifted it around into something beautiful. Thank you for listening.
This is the time in our service where we offer our heartfelt gratitude to organizations in our community that share similar values. This morning, we share our offering plate with the Community Accompaniment Program with Asylum Seekers, which is a program of the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. CAPAS supports communities of faith as they host and accompany individuals and families seeking safety by obtaining legal asylum in the United States. It provides a number of ways for congregations and individuals to offer the much-needed solidarity to asylum seekers, including those who are at risk for persecution. This organization was nominated by the Building a Bigger Table Task Force. Your generosity for this important community service and for our own congregational operations will now be gratefully received.
And this morning we have two special guests who are joining us. Tom Ferris, who has been here before on piano, and we have Clayton March on clarinet, and later fiddle.
Praise for the Son.
Please join with me in the spirit of prayer and meditation, followed by some shared silence. I invite you to get comfortable in your seat, put your feet squarely on the ground, and take a deep breath with me now. Let us turn inward together. Blessed are we who gather with open hearts together in this space today. Blessed are we, the chalice lighters of resistance, justice, love, and faith. Blessed are we, the heretics, the outcasts, the walkers of our own way. Blessed are we, the border crossers, the refugees, the immigrants, the poor, the wanderers who are not lost. Blessed are we, the transgressors, the trespassers, the passers-by, the cause-takers, the defiant, the compliant. Blessed are we, the hand extenders, the sign makers, the protesters, the protectors. Blessed are we, the trans women, the trans men, the non-binary, the cisgender, the multigender, and no gender. Blessed are we, the friend, the stranger, the lonely, the hidden, the visible, the authentic. Blessed are we who rise in solidarity. Blessed are we who cannot. Blessed are we who do not. Blessed are we, for this is our beloved community, and this is who we are.
Forgot to mention earlier that there's a change in the order of service. We'll do the musical interlude after the sermon, not after the reading. Our reading this morning is entitled The Guest House by 13th century Persian poet and Sufi mystic Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. I'm going to try to remember to go through this slowly. I was overjoyed to hear that the suggested topic for me to share on today was gratitude. I'm in recovery, and sometimes when I speak at 12-step recovery meetings, I'm asked to pick a topic for discussion, and I usually pick gratitude. As I announce my topic as gratitude, I hear sighs and sometimes audible groans. So much so that one time I picked love and tolerance as the topic instead. And over the next hour, I had the delight to listen to people share how everyone else wasn't loving or tolerant. By the end of the hour, probably a few minutes into it, I was feeling quite intolerant myself, and certainly not very loving. So back to gratitude I went. Why gratitude? Well, quite simply, it saved my life and continues to. Actually, if I were to be more specific and honest, it gave me a life. I wondered why so many people hated the topic, but as I sat down to write what I would share with you today, I began to understand the strong reactions to gratitude. I've been told if you had my life, you wouldn't pick that topic, and you wouldn't be grateful either. I just smile and think, they have no idea. And so, they have no idea. Lost my place. Sorry about that. If you are listening to me today and thinking he's grateful because he's lived a blessed life, he doesn't know what it means to suffer, think again. I know I'm blessed, but until gratitude entered my life, I didn't think I was. I've heard people say that before we come into this world, we get to choose what lessons we want to experience to grow from. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's clear to me, let's just say, that I came extremely close to biting off a lot more than I could chew. I think my conversation with my maker went something like this. Child abuse? Sure, all kinds, please. Sexual assault? I'd like some of that. Siblings? Yes, but make them extremely conservative. And while you're at it, make me transgender. This will be fun. Divorce, sure, but can I be a widower at some point? And give me 7 different step-parents, but please let them view me as a threat. Oh, and kill my mother when I turn 30. Please give me some depression, suicidal feelings. I'd like to dabble in some self-harm. Oh, and don't forget, make me an addict. And if you can, have people and pets die in my presence. So many that I begin to wonder if I am in fact the Rainbow Bridge or the Grim Reaper. I could go on. I may sound as though I'm making light of these events. I'm not. They were tragic and required a lot of personal work. No one, absolutely no one, should have to experience these things. And my heart still hurts for the me that had to live through these events. However, I stand here before you grateful, 100% grateful. Not glad that these things happened. I'm only able to experience this gratitude because I allowed myself to experience every ounce of pain that accompanied these events. Now, my relationship with gratitude hasn't always been what it is today. When I was a child, it has been a journey. My first experience with gratitude was when it was shoved down my throat with a mouthful of frozen peas. When I was a child, I hated peas. I would do anything to avoid these nasty little creatures. At first, I would shove the peas in my mouth, go to the bathroom, flush them down the toilet. This lasted about 3 dinners before I was found out, or one of my pea-loving siblings told on me. Since the bathroom was no longer an option, I needed a new strategy, so I started to fill my little pockets with the peas and bring them outside after dinner and dump them in the waste bin. This worked for many dinners until one night I ran out of the house too eager to play and forgot about the pea-filled pocket. Come laundry day, well, let's say, peas in the pocket were no longer an option. My last attempt to avoid peas was to drop the peas down the heating vent next to my dinner table. This worked really well until winter time. My mother turned the heat on, and everyone wondered what that bizarre smell was, and an investigation ensued. Anyway, I lost the pea battle, and it came with a lecture. You should be grateful you have food. Children in Africa are starving. A couple of problems with this. I had no idea where Africa was, and unless they were sending these disgusting peas to those children, I really didn't much care. How could I be grateful for something that tastes so gross? And if I were grateful, would it change the taste of peas? I think not. However, I did learn to eat peas first. My sisters always ate what they hated last. I never understood this logic. Me, I wanted the final taste of food in my mouth to be something I liked. If my mother had said, eat your peas, you'll grow muscles, I would have chowed them down in record time. Popeye gave me the incentive to love spinach. I learned to love spinach. I would finish dinner, sit back, and anxiously await my muscles to arrive. The pea story sounds innocent enough. I'm sure I was not the only child to ever hear, be grateful for food because someone somewhere is starving. But this didn't teach me gratitude. It taught me that even though I didn't like something, I should ignore how I felt about it and replace that feeling with gratitude. Gratitude has been used as a weapon to shut down feelings for as long as I can remember. I have been guilty of launching statements like you should be grateful many times in my life, both at myself and at others. I call this weaponized gratitude. Here are some examples I've said and heard. When my car was broken into, I told myself I should be grateful I have a car. When my furnace needed to be replaced, I told myself I should be grateful I have a house. When my mother died, people said, you should be grateful you don't have to take care of her. You should be grateful she didn't suffer, and you should be grateful you had a mother. When a friend said they were feeling exhausted from caring for their mother, people said you should be grateful you have a mother. Mine is dead. Many friends diagnosed with cancer have heard you should be grateful it's the treatable kind, you should be grateful they caught it early, and many others. And when my wife died, someone actually said to me, you should be grateful she died. Your marriage ended on a high note, when so many end in divorce. I think people meant well, but the comments still left me feeling worse, not heard, not seen, and more alone in my pain. I came to understand that I was using a gratitude weapon against myself or others because I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable because I was experiencing a feeling, or a friend was experiencing a feeling. Joy, bring it on. Sadness, keep that to yourself. Any feeling outside of the comfort zone of 72 and sunny would sound an alarm in my body that screamed, shut it down. Suddenly, out came the gratitude weapon. Don't feel, be grateful. It didn't work. I wasn't feeling grateful. I would shame myself for not caring about starving children or people without cars when I actually did care. I just wanted my feelings to exist, to matter. I'm sure my friends wanted to feel like their feelings existed and mattered to me. When my car was broken into, and I immediately told myself I should be grateful, it left me with no opportunity to process feeling violated and betrayed. I learned that when feelings are swept aside and replaced with forced gratitude, they always revisit later, and not always in the healthiest ways. I grew to resent those less fortunate because for them to exist, I had to disappear. My feelings had to disappear. My next exposure to gratitude was the practice of making a gratitude list. It was suggested to list 5 things a day, and I did this for years. I only stopped writing the list because it did its job. I had developed the habit of noticing even the smallest gifts in the world. A bee landing on one of my flowers, a smile from a stranger, the faint sound of laughter in a distance, children making beautiful noises. Anything could bring a smile to my heart and fill it with gratitude. I called these the smallest gifts, but sometimes I can notice a bee land on one of my flowers and think right there in that moment, wow, how is this my life? Sometimes I think that the gratitude for such things is actually gratitude for the gift of noticing them, because for so many years I didn't. The practice of creating this list gave me that gift. However, despite noticing all the beautiful things in the world has to offer, I was still suffering. I knew it was my purpose in this life to love, but to truly love meant I had to open my heart unconditionally and expose myself to all the painful conditions and feelings in the world. It seemed like a daunting task. The world felt like an unbearable place to exist, and never mind trying to do it with an open heart. To relieve my suffering, I sought guidance, and one suggestion was made. It was suggested that every time I witness or experience something that I think is painful or bad, or I don't understand, say thank you to the universe for the lesson or blessing I cannot see. I started doing this with everything. When I was sick, when my wife was sick, when my sisters stopped speaking to me, when I had an allergic reaction, when anti-trans executive orders were flying out of the White House, when my coworker annoyed me, when I got into a car crash, when my friends fought with each other. Anything that upset me was fair game for thank you for the lesson or blessing I cannot see. This changed my life, not my life circumstances. I started to experience my life differently, though. And then my wife died. And I realize it might be hard for you to imagine giving thanks while in the midst of such emotional pain, but it was practically automatic for me, because I had been practicing this with every minor annoyance or source of pain for about 5 years before she passed. So when she died, I found myself on my knees crying and thanking the universe for the lesson or blessing I cannot see. And I begged for it to be revealed. My heart was shattered. She was my best friend, my greatest support, the only home I had truly known, and it hurt like hell, and I thought I would die. But I still thanked the universe. I didn't realize it at the time, but this practice kept my eyes turned slightly towards the future. It gave me a touch of curiosity. It allowed me to wonder what might come of my wife's death. It allowed me to have hope in the many moments of my despair. It didn't force me to shut down my feelings of despair. It just allowed a sliver of hope for the future to coexist with my despair. When I started this gratitude practice, I had no idea what would come of it. My mother dying, the gift revealed, was the understanding of what it was like to lose a mom at 30. This gave me compassion and the information I needed to support my stepkids when their mother died. My wife dying, the gift revealed, was the space to develop relationships with my stepkids. Prior to her death, I was the support for her to maintain her relationships with them. I lost a wife and I gained a family. Morgan, my stepdaughter, says I'm the parent she always prayed to have someday. And Don, my stepson, calls me his ride or die. And if you know me, you know I recently got a new granddaughter who's 8 months old, and she's the light of my eye, Daphne. A family, me, a person who grew up in an abusive home, experienced trauma, who had no role models on how to be a family member or a parent, all because my mother and my wife died. 2 tragic events that I still grieve, but I have gratitude for. Now, I'm not going to stand up here and say I always see a lesson or blessing. As a matter of fact, I've changed it to say, I wonder what will come of this. I found that easier to digest. The practice has stopped me from telling the story of my future based on the sad feelings or tragic events that I'm experiencing or have experienced. It is said that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And I finally understood that pain happens, but suffering only occurs when I tell myself a story about that pain. My life today is not defined by my wife's death, the abuse I experienced, or hate directed at me as a transgender person. It's defined by hope. Because I no longer focus on the story my pain tries to tell me. If you are struggling with sadness, pain, or a heavy heart today, I see you and I feel it. And I also invite you to join me in saying, I wonder what will come of this.
Please rise as you are able. Join us in singing hymn number 128, For All That Is Our Life.
It's the gray hymnal.
We extinguish the flame of our chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Whatever we can do or dream we can do, let us begin it. Boldness has genius and magic and power in it. May we be bold in our living and loving. Amen and blessed be.